The celebrated world over 45 Uganda martyrs started their fate of death from Kabaka Mwanga II's palace at MUNYONYO, present-day MUNYONYO Shrine. However, this place has been developed from a shrine to now a minor basilica.
It had a prison, I really wanted to know that, and it would act as a court. By the king sitting on his throne, he would now judge or pass judgment, pass decrees and policies. Those, the Uganda martyrs, chose to follow the new religion. And the process, this actually angered him more, that he passed sentence that they should be killed.
Many of the pages that fell victims of execution was due to frustrations and anger that Kabaka Mwanga II had registered on a hunting expedition when he returned home.
Went for a hunting expedition to hunt hippopotamus. He lost his golden gun, as he had told you. He lost his golden gun, so he couldn't proceed with the hunting. So he had to return back in the palace without meat, since he had gone to hunt hippopotamus. Instead of coming back with meat, he came back with 2 geese because the gun had been fallen into waters. So on his way back, he met a fortune teller who corrupted his mind the more.
He turned the anger on the pages whom he never found at the palace. They had gone to attend prayers administered by the white missionaries, Father Laudel, Mapela and Brother C.T. Amansi, commonly known in Uganda as Amansi. Denis Ssebugwawo, one of Kabaka Mwanga's personal attendant, was also absent. On return, he was asked by Mwanga where he was coming. He told Mwanga that he was from learning the new Christian religion. His response never spared him. Kabaka Mwanga responded with a spear to his chest to scare other servants. In the very place where Kabaka Mwanga II stabbed Denis Ssebugwawo to death, a church has been built with a monument in honor of Ssebugwawo.
When Denis came back and he told him, "Where are you from?" He told him, "I'm from attending catechism." So the king had a lot of, he compared a lot of things. The palace was struck by lightning, the golden gun has fallen into waters, the pages are not here to welcome him. So he was very bitter. Started spearing Denis instantly in the chest. So after spearing him very many times in the chest, he left him to the executioners, by then who was called Impiga, to complete the work of killing him.
Following this traumatizing incident, Kabaka Mwanga summoned all his servants and asked them to denounce the new Christianity religion. In vain, they disobeyed his orders. This worsened the situation. Mwanga was left with no option but to order his royal guards take them to the execution center at Namugongo, from where the chief executioner exercised his powers to kill them.
When he told them that whoever's ready to denounce Christianity, go on the left-hand side. Those who are ready to follow Christ, go on the left-hand side. You are very bad people. So that's when Charles Lwanga held a hand of Kizito Omuto, the youngest martyr we had, who was around 14-15 years, and went on the left-hand side as a sign that for us we are ready to follow Christ. And then the rest followed. That's when he became angry and imprisoned them.
Andrew Kagwa served in the palace and was talented in music, dance and drama. He was a Munyoro who had come to Buganda as a prisoner of war, but later turned out to be a close friend to Kabaka Mwanga II. Kagwa had been converted, baptized and trained as a Catholic catechist. The fact that he wasn't present at the palace, then Katikiro of Buganda, Mukasa, advised Kabaka Mwanga that Kagwa too be executed. Andrew Kagwa was killed on 26th May and his statue was erected in front of the Minor Basilica Martyrs Church at MUNYONYO. In this very spot is a tomb where his remains were buried.
But these people had the target that even if the king changes his mind, still Andrew would be on his way to death, since the pangas they were using, or the tools they were using by then, were poisonous. That's why they had to cut one of his arm, that even if the king changes his mind, still Andrew will have to die. So they brought him, tied him on the tree, as you can see, with ropes, cut one of his arm, cut off one of his arm, took it to the prime minister, came back, beheaded him, as he told you, beheaded him, and cut him into pieces. So, and he was left for vultures to eat. That's why you're seeing a very small tomb down there, because most of his body parts were eaten by vultures.
After the judgment by King Mwanga to have the servants who refused to denounce Christianity executed, the leader of the Martyrs, Charles Lwanga, decided to first baptize 3 of the pages because he knew they are going to be killed. There is a monument of Charles Lwanga baptizing Kizito Muto at MUNYONYO Martyr'S Shrine on 26th of May 1886. On the same day of 26th of May, martyrs were flogged against the other and lined to start the trek of faith. However, 3 of them, Ponsiano Ngondwe, died on Salama Road. Joseph Mukasa Kudembe died in Kampala at a place called Owino, now named St. Kudembe Market, and Matia Mulumba died around Old Kampala. Churches were erected in all these places where the martyrs died.
It's better I die from here. That's why you see different martyrs went on dying along the way. They would have died, all of them would have died in Namugongo. But those who felt that even if I push up to Namugongo, still I'm going to die, yet I'm in pain. So they felt like I should die from this very spot. Good enough, I gave out my life to Christ. The king actually to kill Ponsiano was that he was a very muscular, a very muscular man. So he could scare others to move up, to push up to Namugongo. So they had to kill him, not to scare others or not to stop others from walking up to Namugongo. So that's one of the reasons why maybe Ponsiano was killed.
The martyrs spent some days trekking to Namugongo execution site. The terrible conditions that they were being taken through by the royal guards delayed them, and they were executed on 3rd June 1886. A mwafu tree was planted on the 26th of May in memory of this day, when the king sentenced Christian servants to death. I'm Nafka Farida and Mary Namkose in Munyonyo.